Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. And if you guys have already been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. As you can see, I have two eye look because we are testing out Juvias place for the first time and I have two palettes with me. So I thought why not do two looks with those palettes. So I really hope that you enjoy this video. You guys know how much I love my eyeshadow palettes. So I loved creating this for you guys. If you guys want like a 5 look 1 palette kind of a thing or a palette bingo with these palettes, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to do it. But without further ado, let's dive right into the video. And I have had my eyes on this palette for a very long time. This has my name written all over it. The first palette that I'm going to talk about is the Masquerade Mini by Juvias Place. Now, guys, tell me, how is this a mini? Like, it's bigger than my head. I mean, that's crazy if they call this a mini. Like, just for a size reference, let me show you. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Anna palette. Like, this is half the size of Juvias Place Mini. I mean, I don't know. How is this a mini? Okay, so I bought Masquerade Mini and I bought the Magic Mini palette. I snatched both of these together for $22. $11 for one palette, and you should see the shades. It boggles my mind. Like, I'll put the swatches on the screen for you guys for both Masquerade Mini as well as the Magic palette. There's some amazing shades in this palette. It comes with 16 shades in one palette. And for $11, I would say just snatch it. Before we jump the gun, let's test out the products. So as you can see, I've done my face makeup already. I just didn't do a highlighter just because I wanted to test as many shades as I can. So for highlighter, I'm going to take Giza from Masquerade Mini palette and I'm going to put that as my highlighter shade. By the way, I've already primed my eyes with the concealer and today I use my Too Faced concealer and I've just set that primer up with a face powder. And I use my Maybelline's Fit Me powder. What I'm planning to do, because we have two palettes in our hand, I want to do one neutral look and one colorful look for you guys. Now this is a very neutral shade in the palette and this is called Casey from the Magic Mini palette, and I'm just gonna dust all over the lid, basically just to like set the lid up. It will just give a blank canvas for everything else to blend right on top of it. So once we have that blended, I'm going to take the shade called Nana from the palette and I'm just going to blend it on the crease. I barely touched the shade. And look at that blend. It's blending seamlessly. I'm going to dip into the shade called Zulu from the Masquerade Mini palette. And if you guys cannot tell, this is my neutral eye. Should have mentioned it. Now for the outer corners, I'm going to take the shade called Burkina from the Masquerade Mini palette. And I'm just going to place it on the outer corner of the eye. Let's see how dark it is. It's a mid-tone brown in the palette for me. And I'm going to take the shade called Fulani from the Masquerade Mini palette. Can you guys see? There's a little bit of fallout. I'm going to stamp a little bit of translucent powder underneath the eye, just because we've done our face makeup and I don't want to ruin that. And this is the NYC loose setting powder. I'm just going to dip into the shade called Ada from the Masquerade Mini palette, and I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner. I've only played with mattes and the highlighter shade, but so far the mattes are blending beautifully. I'm gonna take Casablanca, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, I'm gonna take that Casablanca shade from the Masquerade Mini palette and I'm gonna put that. Oh my god, somebody kill me. That's insane. That's a magnificent shade. Oh my god, that's crazy. For the inner corner, I'm gonna take the shade called Dahlia from the Masquerade Mini palette, and I'm gonna put it right there in the inner corner of the eye. Oh my god, even that's a stunning shade. These tones are insane. I'm also going to put it in the inner corner. I'm again going to dip into the shade called Fulani from the Masquerade Mini palette. I'm just going to intensify the crease, so the cut crease is more visible, just like that. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to dip into the shade called Zulu from the palette. I'm going to smoke out the lower lash line. Let's move on to the colorful side. I'm going to take the shade Nana from the Magic palette, and I'm going to dust it all on the crease. These shades are so pigmented. I mean, I'm just tapping my brush in the palette and I'm getting so much pigment. Now I'm gonna dip into the shade called Kogi from the Magic palette. It's a corally pink. Just gonna lay it down in the crease but lower than Nana. The most difficult part is to pronounce the name. I'm going to dip into the shade called Zobo from the Masquerade Mini palette. It's a beautiful like magenta kind of a shade. I'm not going right on the outer corner, but I want this to be like the center point of the eye. Now I'm going to dip into the shade called Iffy from the Magic palette. It's a deep matte purple blue kind of a shade. Now I'm going to dip into the shade called Faso from the Magic palette, and this is like a duochrome purple pink like iridescent kind of a shade. Oh man, these shimmers are crazy. Can you see that? Wow. I'm gonna slap someone. That's how excited I am right now. I'm gonna take the shade Awesome from the palette, from the Magic Mini palette, and I'm gonna plop it in the inner corner of the eye. Oh my god, these shades are crazy. Now for the lower lash line, I'm first gonna dust that shade, the corally pink shade that we applied. It's called Kogi from the Magic Mini palette. Now to deepen the outer corners, I'm gonna take the shade called Iffy from the palette. I'm going to take the shade called Zuba from the palette and put it on the inner 1/3 of the lower lash line. I mean, there's so many looks that can be created from these palettes, is insane. I'm going to line my waterline on the neutral side with my Essence Silky Nude Liner. And on the colorful side, I'm going to line it up with the Essence Black Eyeliner. So I'm just going to line my eyes and put some lashes and I'll get back. And that's my final look, guys. I created 2 looks with these 2 palettes. I wanted to dip into as many shades as I can. That's why I did 2 looks also. One is a more of a neutral eye cut crease kind of a look, and the second one I've put like a little bit of purple pink twist to it. I finished off by applying Ardell's magnetic lashes in the style Wispies, and for my lips I've used Colourpop's Beeper. But I really love the way both the eyes turned out. The shimmers I think are the highlights of this palette. There's some beautiful duochromes in the Magic Mini palette. I definitely feel if you are more of a warm tone person, you would love the Masquerade Mini palette, and you're the ones who like just want a pop of colors here and there, it comes with beautiful pop of colors. Talking about the Magic Mini palette, it has some beautiful duochromes. It's leaning towards more of a cool tone palette. That's the main reason why I didn't know that is it gonna be appealing for me. You know, I love my purples and pinks too. So I thought it's worth a good palette to invest on. The mattes blend beautifully. I had no complaints on blending. The mattes and the shimmers were unreal. As you could have seen when I applied both the shimmers, actually, it just went like magic. I absolutely love both the palettes. I cannot wait to try more colors from these palettes, and I would definitely now get my hands on a few more palettes. Like, I really love the quality of it. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. I had my eyes on the Masquerade Mini palette for a long time, but when I saw that these were on the sale for $22, for both these palettes together, I snatched it, and I think you should too. And these are not the only palettes that are on sale. There are so many palettes on their website that are on sale, and I also use the code called In the Tribe to get like a 15% off, I think. Now at this point I'm just rambling, but yes, if you guys are new, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and also ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I'm posting next. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.